Hello, welcome back to Universal Love Law. I'm Maisha, and today we're going to talk about the North and South Node. Okay, so we're going to start with Aries, North Node, Libra, South Node, and then I'll do the opposite of that, which will be the Aries, South Node, and Libra, North Node. So let's start off first and foremost with a person that is born with the Aries North Node, okay? A person that has an Aries North Node, their South Node will automatically be in Libra because it works in opposites. So you definitely want to take a look at your chart and find what degree your Aries North Node is in. So all signs have a degree that it has. The number that is following the Aries North Node and the Libra South Node will be an indicator for the energy signatures that might manifest through that numerology, okay? So you really want to take a look at that. So the lesson for Aries, or the theme around the Aries North Node, is to more so in this lifetime to identify their self and their own needs before others. They have to actually do that. They have to stand up for themselves. And the South Node Libra person has mastered the art of relating to others. So in this lifetime, Aries North Node has to stand up for themselves and become more leader operated. So that is a level of ego, and there's a level of confidence that has to be developed because the South Node in them will naturally cause them to think about how to save face or how to connect with the people around them in order to keep everyone happy and to keep everyone balanced. But it's even if things do get turbulent, the favor will be with the Aries North Node. Even if things get imbalanced, even if people get their feelings hurt. So that's something that the North Node Aries person learns in this life, to take it there. They have to build that inner confidence within themselves. They have to get in tune with the ego aspect of themselves. So the way they do that is through your self-talk. A lot of times the South Node Libra person will be very, the way they self-talk to themselves will always be from a standpoint of how the other person is feeling, or how they can fix the problem, or how they can add solutions and things of that nature. But North Node and Aries need to understand and identify how they were right and how they are influencing the situation and their needs to be met. The way they do that is the way they talk to themselves. What builds your ego is the experiences that you go through when you hit rock bottom, or when you're embarrassed, or when someone's challenging you, or when life gets challenging. We don't want to jump into our Libra South Node energy unless we have to, because you have to remember the South Node is a gift as well. It's something that we already have. It's something that we have that ability to do and to achieve. But you're only setting yourself back when you're not actually tapping into your ego, and you're always shoving it off on keeping the crowd balance, or keeping the balance between you and others. That's something that you do so well, and that's something that you've mastered, and that's something that you may have done in a past life as a manipulation. If there's squares to your South Node, that means that, or if it's squares to your North Node, it can be very challenging for you to build your confidence in your ego. It will be more challenging because of that square. But if you have trines to your North Node and things of that nature, you'll be able to actually achieve having a healthier version of your ego and standing up for yourself and taking the lead. So the way you build your ego is by identifying how you feel in those moments and those times of lack, or someone putting you down, or feeling as though you are at the very bottom, like crab in a barrel, it's very important for you to begin to incorporate confidence within your self-talk. That is what builds ego. It's that inner voice that says, I can do this. I could do this with A, B, C, and D. I don't need this person and that person to help me. I can do it on my own. So it's very important that you learn you may have to experience ending friendships or detaching from family members that distract you from becoming your more independent self. So yeah, also with the Libra South Node, you may be prone to scandals and things of that nature. That's something that's common for a person who is in that South Node Libra energy that's more debilitated, because they're always in the mix of things. You can always find yourself in the mix of some type of altercation with others or some type of communication with others, because you're so relatable, right? You can you have that ability and that gift to be if you're not. So it's all about knowing when to turn on that South Node energy and when to actually be in the mix of things versus being independent and being on your own and taking leadership positions, and believing in yourself and knowing that you can do all things when you take advantage of that aspect. So it's very important overall for the North Node Aries people to learn how to put their needs first and to be in order and clean with that. Building an ego that's basically your self-talk when you need it, and then putting the ego on the shelf and just fulfilling that leadership role. You don't always need to be tapped into your ego, because a North Node that has squares can make you very egotistical, or more challenging aspects can make you very self-confident, and it can push people away. So you may have to learn that in life if you have that aspect to yourself. Now, if you have more helpful aspects to your North Node in Aries, like conjunctions and trines, even conjunctions can be very strong energy, so it can play out positive and negative. It's really up to one to understand their chart to see how they can be aware of these situations when they're happening in real time. But overall, knowing when to tap into that ego and when to put it on the shelf, when to talk to yourself about being independent and tapping into your leadership abilities, and when to jump into that South Node energy where you do have to relate to others, where you have to be aware if you're in situations that might cause scandal or might cause some confrontation that mess up your reputation, right? And so it's very important to put yourself first in this lifetime. Now, moving along. So when it comes to you having your North Node in Libra and your South Node in Aries, there's kind of an opposite effect. When you have your North Node in Libra, the focus is primarily on partnerships and relationships with others, one-on-one specifically. How to put yourself, in other people's shoes and understand all parties. Learning how to see both sides of the coin and not just only yours, because an Aries South Node person is they're kind of self-aware over everyone else. And the North Node Libra energy will help you to focus on the other person in this lifetime. How to bring boundaries and balance in your life to create harmony. You already have that leadership ability within you. Now it's more about being balanced with that and being able to, share ideas, connect mentally with others, be in a partnership with others, and take other people's advice at times, or follow their ideas and be a part of something greater than just you, because you're very aware of who you can benefit from and who will just be unnecessary. That Aries South Node can make a person extremely arrogant to the sense where they will utilize people that are only for their greater good. And that's when it's more debilitated, okay? So it's very important to know when you're tapping into that Libra energy, it's more about balance in all relationships, bringing forth harmony in your relationships. Even if a person there's no use for them, right? Still being able to see the qualities that they have and acknowledging that. Having good communication skills with others is what creates a solid connection with people. And so that's really important. You're here to be fair. You're not here to say it's me, me, me. It's all about me, or it's what I want, my way or the highway. And it's important for you to learn how to work with people and handle situations with grace. Okay, because that North Node Libra, that's Venus energy. Okay, that's grace. That's having dignity, and that's also having respect for yourself and others. Now, Aries can be very impulsive, that Aries South Node energy. So it's important to just have some humbleness to you. Like the Libra is very laid back, right? So it's important to realize when you're being very impulsive, because this can be a very big challenge depending on how the South Node is aspected in your chart. If there's squares to your South Node in Aries, it can make you extremely impulsive and it can make you very dominating. And this can be very hard to deal with when you're talking about building relationship with others or actually being in balance. It will cause you to be more imbalanced technically. So it's really important for you not to go into that old way, because it will cause dysfunction. And you are aware of who you can use and who you can't. So it's important to know that you can take advantage of people. So try not to. You may often resolve issues with being argumentative or being combative. And we're not here to do that in this lifetime. It's all about being diplomatic, being able to see all sides of the problem. You may have acted in violence before. Now it's more about taking a more laid back approach to situations and conflicts within your life, so that you're able to actually fulfill the life purpose, the life learning lesson. That's what the North Node and the South Node does. It teaches us how to to not just overindulge in our gifts, which was something that we've been doing for so long. It's no longer serving us. It's no longer serving one to be violent or combative or put themselves first or stand up for themselves. You've already overcome that as an Aries South Node. Now it's more so about learning how to incorporate others and learning how to have conflict resolution skills, being able to hear another person out no matter how hard it is for you. And that might not be easier in early childhood. You may be very prone to fighting, very prone to being in problems or intimidating others or being obnoxious in that sense. But people may say that you're very independent and you go after what you want and all of those things, which is something to keep in mind, that we always want to incorporate our South Node. Our South Node's automatically going to be incorporated, but just being aware that sometimes when we're experiencing a situation that Aries South Node is very prevalent, to keep in mind to be balanced, to have that Libra energy kind of manifest within that situation as well. Being aware of it and being able to identify when we were tapped into our South Node a little bit more than our North Node can be very helpful and beneficial. So I hope this helps. That sums up my Aries South Node and Libra North Node. Thank you so much for tuning into Universal Love Law. Peace.